cats and kittens, and welcome back to another amazing episode of Musicians Hangout with your host, Crash Fistfight, the Booty Pop Moopsie, and Maxine Maxwell of the Maxwells.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It's so
Happy Wednesday.
Hello friend. Nice to see you.
Hello. So glad to see you.
Oh my gosh, what a great week it is because we will be celebrating your birthday this weekend.
The big
like can you believe it? It blows my mind.
It blows my fucking mind too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, how in the hell? When I look back at all the shit I've done in my life, like, how did I fucking make it to 50 for fuck's sakes? Like, jeez. But hey, that's called a great childhood and, you know, without all the interwebs and video games.
And self-care, right?
Self-care is very, very important.
Yes, I
like
applaud you.
Sun is on Saturdays.
Yay, spa day, Saturday. It's going to be so fun. Well, my friend, I will go over our mission statement for Musicians Hangout, and then we're going to bring our guests on for tonight. Our mission statement here on Musicians Hangout is to create a revolution, to create friendships with other artists, and build a community network to save music. We have Crooked Path from the Seattle area on tonight. Let's bring them up. Hi, guys.
Hey, Maxine. Hi, Crash.
Hi. Yeah. Thanks for being on our show. How's it going?
Yeah.
It's going good. I mean, it's hump day. Weather's still decent in the city, so we gotta make the best of it while we can.
Well, yeah, because the rain's gonna come like any.
It's none of that.
It's lately, like.
Yeah. Well, we got some days left. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the extended summer.
Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm soaking it in for sure. So go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you do in the band, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, everyone. My name's Brian. I'm the lead guitarist for Crooked Path. I also do backup vocals as well.
Okay.
I'm Mike. I'm the bass player. Our lead singer, Hunter, isn't going to be here tonight, but our drummer, Alan, should be popping in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
We like drummers. Like
we're biased for drummers because, well, we are drummers.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. He'll be here soon. You guys can pick his brain and get into the nitty gritty of his.
I love that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yes, we can geek out with our percussionist sides.
Absolutely.
Well, Crooked Path. How long have you guys been a band?
Yeah.
So we've been a band a little over a year now. It initially started with Mike and Alan, kind of like jam sessions, would you say? Or
yeah, so about 2 years ago, I met our drummer just through mutual friends. He had a kit. He would have people over and just, drum, and I came over with the bass, and we started jamming. We did a small show here and there, and eventually we were like, hey, let's put out an ad for guitarists on Facebook and see who we could find. And then Brian showed up and crushed it, and kind of been going forward since then.
That's
nice.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a great way to use, like you said, like just the inner workings of, the Northwest and like the PNW like groups on Facebook for musicians. That's how they post it.
Yeah, even, you go to a show, go to any venue, to any show, and just talk to literally anyone, because pretty much anyone at that show is going to be a musician, because it's just always musicians supporting other musicians by going to their shows. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Word
at least a friend of a friend that gives you a number. You're like, yo, he's looking to play with someone. Here's his number. Hit him up. Tell him I sent you. Okay, sure, no problem.
Exactly.
It's one of my favorite things about Seattle is the music scene up here and how into it it seems like everybody is.
Oh man, I agree. We have one of the best music communities in our nation, hands down. Like, we are amazing. I love it here.
It wasn't always like that, but
Right.
it is now. And
So
I'm
I'm
really
not-
glad that we fought to like have it this way.
Yeah, I'm not originally from Seattle. I was a little worried to like join the Seattle scene because I thought it would be a lot more cutthroat and a little more like.
In the 90s, it was cutthroat.
Yeah. So I'll let you speak to that, Crash, because you were part of that. Like.
Yeah, back in the 90s, yeah, it was really cutthroat. People would try to steal your shows. Like,
Really?
yeah, it was horrible. Like, bands would be mean to other bands to try to steal their shows and try to steal their audience. It was horrible. It was horrible. So it was nice to see that change when bands started helping bands and, you know, people, you know, we can't play this show, but hey, this band might be able to play this show, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
we've done that a
love
couple times
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always passing on the torch of like, hey, we can't do it because some of us are out of town or whatever. But I'm like, hey,
Right.
we looking for what kind of sound? Sure, here's these guys, and these guys, hit them up. And then, you know, like as long as we can help fill the spot, because it's really sucks sometimes when like people can't make it and then you're doing shows on your own. I mean, that happened to us.
Yeah, and you
We
know,
played.
you're not just helping other bands out, but you're also helping that venue out
Exactly.
Yeah.
by getting those bodies in there.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So,
And
you
I feel like every show that we've played up here, the other bands and most of the venues, they've all been super helpful and supportive, and it's been a good time. It's been a lot of fun. I'm not worried about, that other band's gonna, I don't know, say, you know, not
knock us down. and
Yeah,
stuff like that,
exactly.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all like,
see,
oh, you're having fun.
exactly, and that's how it was back in the day. But it was a lot different.
Yeah.
It was a lot
They were
different.
changed for the
Well,
right.
that's what I expected. And
The
then
venues were a lot different too, because they were way pickier.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
You think they've gotten better as time went on?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, venues are going to be venues. They're always going to want bands to have a good draw because that means they're making more money. And, you know, in the long run, we make more money as a band. Hi, welcome, Ellen.
There he is.
Well, sorry for being late. Sorry about that.
That's
No
fine.
worries. You were just in time.
Yeah.
You're the guest of honor tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. No
You
pressure.
have your speech ready?
Oh no, absolutely. Okay, I gotta go. Sorry, something just came.
Bad internet connection, dude.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This hotel internet really sucks.
Yeah. Well, Alan, we hear you're a drummer.
Yes.
That is correct. Thank you for having us. By the way, it's really cool. Appreciate it.
Oh, gosh.
Definitely.
Well, and thanks to Justin for, hooking us all up. Like,
Yes.
our friend Justin knows you
Thank
guys.
you, Justin. You are the dude, man. I love you.
Yeah. Justin's
You're
great.
great.
He was the one that helped me get this contact. Because
Yeah, Justin
he should
is
be
an awesome
he should be
dude.
moving back here, I hear soon. So because he's in New York right now. So hopefully he comes back.
He
back to
is in
Washington.
New York, in like Bolova or Bavaria or something like that.
I think he's outside of Buffalo, somewhere random.
Yeah, just up
Yeah.
north.
I'm like, dude, do you want all that snow? Like, come back. There's no snow here.
Right?
Yeah.
There's
I've
ice
been trying to-
storms,
yes.
but not snow.
We've been trying
Yeah.
to like trying to talk him back for a few
Like
years
3
now.
years? 3 years
Yeah.
we've been trying to
Yeah,
get him.
we've been really trying to
Uh-huh.
get him back here.
Come back, Justin. He'll be listening to this later if he's not now. Justin,
Yeah.
if you're out there, put your name, say something in the chat. And I did want to shout out, we got an Alan fan out there, Jinxbot.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
my
Alan,
girlfriend.
you're famous. Hi,
Super famous. Yeah.
look out.
Hey, Annika.
Ooh, who's
I
Annika?
love how everybody laughed. Why
I
is
know,
that?
that's why I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Hmm.
Who's Annika?
Oh yeah.
Laughing.
Oh, she's my girlfriend back. She's back in Washington State. So
Oh, yay. That's awesome. Oh, she's LOL. I love it. I love it.
Well, where are you at?
I'm in Maryland right now. I'm on a business trip at the moment. So
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, so that's why I was a little bit late. So yeah, I apologize for that.
She
No
said that
worries.
she's the
That's
number
okay.
one fan. Number one fan.
Oh,
Yeah, number one fans, right?
yep. Girlfriends,
That's awesome.
they are. They are the number one fan, man.
Yes. And
You're
it's
the one
always
helping
good
fans.
when your partner is so supportive of your music career.
Yes.
That's why I feel like I should only date musicians because
Hint, everyone.
Yeah.
I have fans. I'm sure they're gonna have fans because they're
Yes.
musicians.
Yeah.
So
It's a
they
business
just
deal at that point.
it's just business. Yeah, exactly. Fans are business. Like they buy our records, they buy our merch, like they come to our shows, they are buying beer and food and
Yes.
supporting bands. So of course I'm gonna go talk to them.
Right.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, some of our earliest gigs, we only had like 5, 6 people show up. So some of our friends that come out, they've been there since like the actual very beginning where we were playing for like basically nobody. So it's they're true fans that keep coming to every show regardless of the audience. Yeah.
Where it's just been the bartender Kevin. Kevin's coming up.
Yeah.
We love you, Kevin.
Kevin.
More
This
beer on
one goes
stage,
out to Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice to date musicians. I married one.
See? That's kind of my
There you
fucking
go.
point right
Yeah.
there.
My bandmate is also married to me.
Oh, did you guys meet at like a gig or a show or something?
We met because I was wearing a Metallica a t-shirt.
Was it the classic like, okay, name 3 songs?
Yeah.
That wasn't the first day, but it was the second day. And then it was like, okay, you're cool enough. You want to come see my band? I'm like, no. But we ended up hanging out anyway.
Yes.
We hung out anyway. And well, now we're married like 21 years later. So I mean, we've been married 19 years, but we met 21 years later. I was wearing a Metallica shirt. He's like, cool shirt. Do you really listen to that band or are you just a poser? And I was like, I listen to this band. They're my favorite band.
Jesus.
Very
And then
very
fell in love.
confrontational. It's like, oh,
Well,
like the gatekeeping or whatever.
Yes.
Heads, punk rocker, goth kids in the 90s. Of course, we're going to be a little rough. So
It's true. Yeah.
Like, those kids who wear their Nirvana shirt have never heard of like any good Nirvanas. Like
Brutal.
that happens a lot now. Like seriously, like
or
what?
Ramones, a lot of Ramones, and they have or Misfits.
Iron Maiden.
Misfits,
Yeah.
and they've never even heard of. They can't name one Misfits song
Zeppelin too.
or any Misfits band member. I mean, for crying out loud, Glenn Danzig, for fuck's sake.
The easiest one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Doyle. I mean,
No, Misfits are awesome. I like the Misfits.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Misfits are awesome. I'm just using that because every kid I know has like a Misfits shirt on.
Yeah.
They have no idea who the hell.
Well, I don't want to gatekeep. I don't, but I'm like, if you're gonna wear them, listen to them because they're amazing. Like, come on.
I'm
Like,
not
when
going to
I
say
look-
anything.
Look
It would just be nice if they knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, I happen to know like a lot about Metallica. So I definitely like passed the gatekeeping whatever, but it was like, dude, no, like yeah, but it worked out in the end.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So I wanted to shout out Christopher in the chat. Hey, Troy's up in the chat, and Brian, what's up?
Yeah,
Hey.
Doc is in the house. See,
And-
Doyle Michael. See?
Doc-
Thank you, Doc. Doc knows what's up. Actually, his band played with Doyle, I believe. Is that true? Is that correct?
Yeah, tell us that.
Is that correct, Doc? I believe it is.
It could be. Let us know in the chat. All right, we digress. So hold on.
Well, we have a chat room too, obviously, and sometimes they have questions, so sometimes we have to kind of.
No, good.
No, Troy Anderson, he says hi there.
Hi, Troy.
Hello.
Hi, Troy.
Hey, you.
And see, Doc said
Yes.
yes.
So yes.
And they played with the Misfits. That's right. They did play with the Misfits. I was correct on that.
That's pretty awesome.
Sweet.
And
Thanks.
that was here in Seattle.
Cool.
Awesome.
That's intense.
Anyway, back to you guys. Sorry.
So, Alan, we heard that you guys have been together for a couple of years. Tell us about what you guys have been up to. Where have you been playing?
Yeah. What's your Butte day?
Yeah. So we kind of go, at least me and Mike, we kind of go back a little ways. We started playing shows in the general Seattle area. First gig was like a house show. I forgot where exactly it was. Was it Ballard? I can't remember.
No, it was in U District on 11th Street.
That's right. Yeah. That was like our first gig. Yeah, it was awesome. We played with Faith and Strangers. Was it ED 50, ED 50,
LD
40,
50.
LD 50? Sorry. Yeah, it was awesome. And then ever since then, we kind of swapped. The two other members they were in school and they ended up graduating and moving out of state. So me and Mike just kind of kept at it, and we eventually found Brian, and then we eventually found Hunter, who also, where the hell is Hunter? But yeah, then we've kept playing in the Seattle area for the most part. We're branching out a little bit to Tacoma. We're trying to go up to Bellingham, Everett. We've even talked about going out to Spokane. So we're trying to put ourselves out there a little bit more. Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm just trying to book some gigs and shows, and just try to get out there and talk to other bands, and just try to make those more connections. That's really what it is. Just trying to get some exposure and just trying to play what we love to do. Because
there's a lot of really good local Seattle bands too. Like I actually think I didn't really discover all these local Seattle bands until we started playing gigs with some of these guys, and a lot of them are really, really talented. So it's really exciting to be a part of like a really cool local Seattle music scene.
Yeah, anytime I go to a venue, I always check out any of their their flyers that they have hanging up, because and you might see like your friends playing with some other bands, and that's how you get to meet other bands. Anyway, so we have a couple questions from Jingspot.
Whoever that could be.
Show that you guys played. Did someone smash a guitar? And any mic drops?
I'd say personally, I think my favorite show was we played a gig at Blue Moon back in April, in late April, and it was just. We just had a great crowd. They were, we were playing for them, but they were putting out for us, and it was a good time all around.
Probably our most packed show too.
Yeah,
we had because Blue Moon does their live streams on YouTube, so you can watch all the previous people doing it.
Yeah, I didn't know that until after I played the Blue Moon, and they
just go to the YouTube channel and hit the live section. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's not like. It's good and showing like the bands play there and everywhere, like all the different ones that come through all the time. But that crowd was packed. Like you literally see people on the stage. You can see like all the hands like in the video footage, and it was packed. It was hot.
Yeah, it was cool. It was our first. I don't know. It was electric. The crowd was pretty good. Yeah.
Good response to crowds. Cool. Things are happening when people are taking out their phones to record certain sections. That's always a huge one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was solid.
We played with we played with Honey Bucket.
I love Honey Bucket. I remember when they were first
live show, actually.
Way back in Olympia, like 4,000 fucking years ago.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
might be a different Honey Bucket.
They said this is their first live show ever with us in April.
Oh, that's crazy. Back in the day,
the younger Honey Bucket 2.0.
Whoa. Okay.
There was a band.
Catnip and Mama Llama we played with. I'm sorry?
Oh, we were just talking about the other. We were like,
the other Honey Bucket?
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's all
They'll
good.
find each other in court one day, I'm sure.
I just felt
Oh,
like
no.
spelled differently.
We're not, like,
Olympia is probably.
my band's called the Maxwells. There's lots of the Maxwells out there, but it's
Yeah.
actually our last name. So it's like, what are they going to do? It's how we sign our greeting cards, the Maxwells. So, like,
That's pretty smart.
hey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
legal names. So,
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I think that was probably our best show, and that was not the first time we played Blue Moon, but that was just like it just happened to be like such a really good crowd.
sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think every song hit, every song, the crowd was moving. It was a really, really fun time.
I
Good-
don't
good
like
show.
parking at Blue Moon, but I really like playing at Blue Moon.
Parking does suck. I definitely agree with that. Lugging all my drum gear across the street
Playing
really
Frogger.
isn't fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. Playing Frogger through traffic, you know,
Oh,
with
I
the bass
paid.
drum.
I paid for parking,
No,
and
no.
yeah, I just parked at that lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's normally what I do, but it's not great. And I remember last time I was there, I almost got ticketed just because like I literally parked there for 2 seconds just to unload my stuff, and they were like, "Oh well, you got to move," and I didn't feel like paying for parking. So anyway, yeah, parking there is not great. Yeah, it sucks.
That's lame.
Yep.
I gotta say, we sometimes get away with things like that. I think because we're women. Like,
Yeah.
They were hitting everyone there. They were just, it's just a parking
Okay.
place. The guy happened to be walking, and he hit a lot of people up because people were like, they didn't know what to do, but it happens.
because like we park places and unload our drums in interesting places and just kind of skeech by.
They're like, oh, they see you get out of the car, like, oh, okay, never mind.
I've never played Frogger, is what I'm trying to say. I'm like, nope, I don't do that.
You should sometime. It's an
Who
experience.
smashed the guitar?
It's I guess it gets you a little pre-workout, I guess, before the show, I guess.
Get the
if you
adrenaline
wanted
up,
one.
unloading.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Blue Moon, it's fun. Good spot.
Cool. Jinkspot has another question for you. In fact, this is one of the questions we ask our guests. So bring it on up.
Which one? I was gonna say who smashed the guitar.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't talk about the smash guitar. Sorry.
Or the mic drop.
Talk about that first, then we'll bring up Jinkspot's next question. Yes.
No, we haven't smashed any guitars yet.
Well, dang it.
Smashed.
Yeah,
Come on.
I like these guys know I'm kind of a gear nut, and I bring decent stuff to the gigs, and I'd hate to smash it because sometimes it's like, you know,
yeah.
with gear, you know, like as you know how it is with anything is it's like when you find something that little extra 10%, that little extra mojo, and you ruin it by like breaking it, and like you could fix it, but it's never the same. So
Yeah.
But you have like 20 guitars, man. You can afford.
Shut up. You know that. Don't worry about it.
I'm the complete.
I got
They
a
are all
Windows and it sounded fucking perfect. Well, the head wore out and I needed to replace the head. Never sounded the same.
See,
Yeah.
And you know, we've never broken anything. It just sounds, there's like that whole fantasy of breaking stuff because it looks so cool, you know, from the 90s grunge era, breaking shit. Jimi Hendrix smashed his guitar on stage. Like, it's just so badass.
I break sticks all the time. I mean,
so
yeah.
If my sticks costed $5,000,
I was like, not the same.
$5,000 and they broke, I would be totally
Yeah.
pissed because they should be indestructible for $5 fucking grand.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, no one's touching these drumsticks. No way.
That's $2,500 a fucking stick.
I have drumsticks that are made of metal and they don't break. I've had them for like 14 years, 15 years. So like my sticks are pretty much indestructible. I have broken one of them before. So I've been using these sticks for about 20 years. And then I did end up breaking one. And when I returned them to the music store, they were like, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. They're not supposed to be able to break. So they're the Ahead series.
Okay.
Sticks. So they're just
Oh my God, give me 5 minutes with them. Swear to God, I'll break them.
I was about to say, me too. I go through sticks like it's crazy.
I'm gonna get you some. I you see how I drum. Like I'm pretty heavy on my drums, and they will survive. They have these rubber sleeves that you have to replace. So if you don't replace the rubber sleeve, they will break down. They will break. But if you replace them, you will not break them. They're made to not break.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've seen the rubber sleeves. I can't get behind the rubber sleeves. I just can't. I don't know. I just feel like I just can't use them.
Like I said, I've been using the heads for 20 years, and I love them.
Right.
So
Okay. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, whatever works for you. That's awesome. Yeah.
okay, so didn't break anything. Any mic drops?
I feel like Hunter wanted to do it a couple times though.
The
feel like
last show.
Oh, he did.
Oh, at the last show we played in Everett, no mic drops, but someone from the crowd handed him a cane during our just gave it to him during our closing song.
Yeah.
And after that he threw it. So I think
Yeah, I think you almost
Where at in Everett?
That's great.
We were doing it was
Lucky Dime.
Yeah, it was at Lucky Dime because it was a joint show between Lucky Dime and the Black Lab.
I love that place.
Yeah, so they made it so it's like, hey, like because they booked it and like they had some double bookings going, they literally did a short set. So we're doing like 35-minute sets. It'd be like, all right, Lucky Dime, 20 or any age, and then everyone can like go to the Black Lab for 21 and over to see the next band, and people were just like going back and forth between the two venues to see all these different bands, so you could set up and break down and have plenty of time. So it was good. It was a good turnout.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, and just Everett's a little fun little spot. Got to hang out after after the shows were done. But yeah, it's a good thing and met a lot of bands and a lot of good talking. And it's great.
That's awesome. That's the best. Oh, I love that. And Everett's super, super fun to play, and Edmonds too. Like I love that north side. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect with Everett. Like I've been up to Everett a couple times, but I've never really explored it that much, right? I just kind of been through Everett. But once we were there and sort of the downtown area, I really liked it. Like the vibes were really good. The crowd was cool. So yeah, I'd be super down to play another show up there for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of like all the bars were playing music. I mean, we were like checking out the venues, and there were guys at another bar. I can't think of what the name of the bar was, but they were playing more metal bands. Yeah, and they were yelling at me. They're just like, "Yo, man, like get on in here." I'm like, "I'm already playing at a show. Book us here." He's like, "I don't do that," and it's like, "Well, help us. Help me. Help you. Help us." Like, let's go.
Get in here. Let's rock out. Let's all play together.
Yeah.
Get it all in the street. Who the fuck cares?
Right. It was really fun. Yeah, we met Clothing Optional.
I love those guys.
Prisma.
Yeah, Prisma.
I love Prisma. I played.
They were really cool.
Prisma.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Good
Yeah,
energy.
I like them.
Yeah. Mice.
Astor House Music. Yeah, they were going by Mice.
Yeah, tons of I think there was another whole lineup of bands at Black Lab they were all really cool. Everyone was great. Yeah.
Cool place. Yeah.
So, how did you guys get introduced to your instruments, and how did everyone start playing what they're playing?
Hey, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that.
Right back.
I'll go first. I got into music late. I was relatively. I was 21. I was living in Savannah, Georgia at the time, and I had a bunch of friends who played guitar, and I wanted to get into music. And I actually went to the local music store to buy a drum set. I was like, I'm going to be a drummer. I'm going to do it. And when I walked in, like the cheapest drum set was like $700 or something. So I've got a bass, and the rest is history. 7 years later.
How much was the bass?
I think the bass and the amp I got total was like $200 for everything.
Is that smashable? Just kidding.
It was it was smashable for sure. Yeah.
Like a hunk of wood. The strings
That's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, it worked. Brian?
I came from a very traditional household, so my parents had the mindset of music makes you better at math. So they started me on piano really, really young. And then I just kept evolving into more things, played trombone. I started in 5th grade.
I played trombone.
And did all that for like, all the marching and symphonics and everything for high school. But around 14, I was listening to heavier music. I was listening to like, my mom was a child of the 60s. So she's just like, oh, here's like the Beatles and the Monkees and then like Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones and all these ones. And I'm like, yes. And I started listening to heavier and heavier stuff. So like, Van Halen, Symphony X, like all these shredders, Steve Vai, Satriani, Yngwie Malmsteen, all those guys. And I was like, yes, I want to do that. So my mom bought me an acoustic at 14, made me take lessons. And then I bought my own, knockoff SG and just kept playing and kept at it. And then just kept like expanding my horizons. And then, did some bands here in Seattle when I moved here about like 6.5 years ago. I moved in Seattle. So I'll start with some bands and then, mostly a metal player by trade. But with Crooked Path, it was like when I saw what these guys were doing, I just wanted to change it up. And, the style that they have is like, I'm used to it. I've done styles like that before, but it's something good. And we had a good click and, just kept wanting to play more and more. So I changed my style a little bit and it's working. So, yeah. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have any of you played in any other bands before?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we all have. Yeah.
Definitely not to like the same degree as far as Crooked Path went. I mean, I did sort of like a post like hardcore band when I first moved up to Seattle as well. We ended up recording as well, but we never made it past that stage. Like we played a couple gigs, ended up going. It was before I went off to like Vancouver to go to school, so it was kind of like it just kind of died out after I went to school, and yeah, that was pretty much the end of that. But yeah, I was in a couple bands before we met up, and they definitely were not like we were not practicing on a schedule either, so we were definitely not up to par. I would say we're definitely Crooked Path is a much better band than any band I've been in so far.
Right on. Well, thanks for sharing your experiences, guys. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, where do you see your band going in the future? What are your goals?
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
There it is. Easy. All right.
Sir.
That's right. I keep telling the guys I'm only in it for the money, so I'm hoping we get like, obviously,
Have you seen that meme where you can learn how to play drums and you can make several dollars and you can dazzle the chicks?
Dazzle.
Several dollars.
Several dollars.
So you get to dazzle. Are we dazzling?
That was the key one I focused on. I was like, oh man, I can make fucking several dollars doing this.
That was my initial reaction to when I first played the drums. Like, oh damn, I can make some good money.
Get some dazzle chicks.
I don't know if I was thinking about that when I first played drums, to be honest. So when I first started playing drums, I was in my basement in my parents' house for like years before I didn't have the courage to like go out there and start playing drums in front of people for a long time. And I think a lot of
you have drums. I didn't get drums at home. I had to play at school.
Oh really? Oh well, I can tell you right now, my parents were not super happy with it. So I think
I bet.
Once I improved, I think it's bad when you're first learning, right? Like it doesn't sound good. It's you know what I'm saying? So I think eventually
it's just like everywhere because your body just gets super tight. You start out just
yeah, you're hitting shit as hard as you can, whatever.
Yeah, and when you don't have music, it can sound very well. It is repetitive and it's loud. So yeah,
exactly. So. But yeah, I think when I first started playing, it was pretty much like I didn't have the confidence to go out until like 3 or 4 years of playing drums to be like, yeah, I'm down to like try and put myself out there.
Got you. Yeah.
No, I got that. Like, yeah, I didn't even have confidence to even get behind a drum kit until I was like 38.
Really?
Sorry, I was 38. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was a bass player. I played bass for forever. I played viola.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was in the music scene, but my heart was always with drums. So,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something about drums just being so like crucial to to like the band and the music. It's just there's a lot of pressure. I feel like to be
Oh yeah.
really
Me,
yeah.
drums just makes sense musically to me. Like when I hear drums, I think about arms and legs and which arms and which legs go together during those points.
Mhm.
Even
And
though
I'm
I
so fucking
played-
weird when it comes to that.
even though I play bass and I'm biased, I think this is a famous quote that goes around. Your band really is only ever as good as its drummer. And, we lucked out with Alan, but we try to do, sometimes it's a little complicated. Sometimes it's, I don't know, you're hard on yourself. You make it complicated and it comes out good.
Yeah, I think
So-
there's a lot of times Mike will come to me with like a bass line, like, oh, what do you think of this? I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna do this like really weird, like 3/8 time signature thing, like just because I think it would sound cool, but it does make it really complicated and weird. But
It does sound cool though.
it does,
Yeah.
and but the thing is, it's like, oh man, I'm making my job way harder on myself.
Yes.
It's self-inflicted pain. Self-inflicted pain.
Exactly.
Why? Well, there's no reason for that.
I can't do a lot of fancy stuff because I sing in drums, so I have to do a lot of really
That's
vanilla-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm
That was
loud
really
and
impressive.
heavy because, well, we're metal, but also I'm very simplistic because we have a loop pedal that follows me. It's called the diddle.
Nice.
Yeah.
And also I'm singing and drumming, so I have to like simplify some things. I can, throw in some fills and everything when the song doesn't call for the ditto, or if I'm not singing in that part. But it does add a lot, but it also makes your life harder if you're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole other level of coordination. I mean, you're literally figuring out what time, like when to add fills, when not to, because you're having to control like your singing and everything else. Like I can't even fathom trying to do that, with everything we're doing in our songs.
Here's the thing. Being a bass player and being a drummer, I can tell you this. I can drum and sing any day. Anything. It doesn't matter. It's super easy.
I like the confidence.
Drumming and singing, I can't fucking do it. I cannot fucking do it.
I think it's something to do
There's
with
like
the
arms
fingers.
and
It's weird.
legs going on with drumming. But with drumming, it's so automatic that my brain is just focused on like the whole singing part.
Yeah.
That,
The muscle memory is there for the limbs.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
finger stuff can be kind of weird, especially because you're doing like weird chords or you're in a weird time signature. It's like, some songs that like I listen to, I've heard the musicians say like, all right, I sing in 4/4, but the music part's in 3/4, so it's really hard.
That's
Some of the
crazy.
Death Clock stuff.
Oh,
That
God.
kind of style.
Yeah.
Medvein does a lot of layering like that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brian Fanning from Mastodon also like
Yes. He
crazy.
is so awesome. I got to see Mastodon a few times, but
They
the
would be
last time I saw him was with Primus at Merrymore Park.
Hell yeah.
I was there too.
You were there too, and like
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Primus, and he was like playing drums with the Primus dude. He was
Yeah.
fucking epic. Like it was so. His drum kit is crazy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Like it's obnoxious neon.
wow.
Yeah.
He's had a whole bunch of variations. Oh, I've seen the polka dot one that he had of like Randy Rhodes. He had a Randy
Oh.
Rhodes polka dot
Yeah.
drum kit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so cool. I've seen that you can get wraps that you can do for cars. They can do that for
Mhm.
drums. So you can rewrap your drums.
Oh, I've
and-
been looking into getting. They're super expensive though.
I know.
For
I
a
know.
drum kit my size. Oh my
If you do the wrap yourself, it's not that bad. I wrapped it.
Yeah.
I wrapped the bass. I wrapped a baritone guitar of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
And I
cool.
accidentally turned it into a UW guitar on accident. I didn't realize that. It was just
Purple and yellow.
it's like metallic matte purple, and I put all the hardware to gold. And I was just like, I'm like done. And yeah, my friends were like, oh, it's a UW bass or baritone. And I'm like, shit. Oh, I didn't mean that. I didn't go to UW, so it's like
Actually looking at like that tacky paper that you can stick on like I don't know stuff. It's like
Oh
fake
yeah, I
paper.
know what you mean.
I was thinking about like getting some of that and just wrapping my drums.
That's.
yeah. I mean, I got if you want that metallic purple, I got plenty. If you want some for free, I don't care. I'll send you a photo. I'll send you a photo of the the baritone so you can see what it looks like.
Yes,
Yes, because
yes.
like it's so funny you say that because like obviously my color is
Purple
purple.
is her color. Like seriously, she loves purple.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
Yay.
Brian's your guy. He's got you.
Just
Yeah, it's
hopefully
funny.
it's enough to wrap all my drums because I got a lot.
He does
of
have
them.
a shit ton of drums. Like it's
Forgot
not
how
a
many
standard. It's like 2 standards put together. Like it's
Oh
crazy.
wow. I don't know how much I got.
I have 2 kick drums, 3 rack toms, 1 floor tom, and a snare.
Yep.
But my snare is like the little metal piccolo, and that's perfect. It's perfect.
Piccolos are good.
Oh,
Great.
I love my oh, and I have the Manel Dark Series cymbals.
Oh, they are so pretty. Oh, your cymbals are so pretty.
No, they're great. Yeah, I'm trying to swap completely over to everything vinyl. Basically, I have one ride cymbal that's a pasty that I think I'll stick with until I die because Danny Carey uses the same ride cymbal.
Yeah, I have a CB in
Well-
China that I'm never gonna get rid of because it sounds perfect
Yeah.
with my vinyls. It's just and my whole drum kit because cymbals have to sound good with your kit too.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They
Yep.
do.
Yep.
Yes, it all has to sound good together. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For-
you got
All about the Rototom.
Yeah, that's right. So I have
I
this
want
single-
rotos so
Yeah, I-
fucking bad in octos too. Oh man.
I used the single rototom on our EP, and basically on our almost all of our songs. I think
It's our
I try to
secret
incorporate.
our secret ingredient.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
got that
have one
rototom.
roto?
Yeah, just a single like 10-inch rototom. I just have it mounted by my hi hat, and basically I got it for like $10-15 over at the West Coast Drum Shop. Which is an amazing drum shop. And I was just like, I brought it to practice once, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it out for some fills, and everyone just loved it. I was like, oh shit, this thing's pretty awesome. So I ended up doing some drum parts for it specifically.
Dude, that's how my Zildjian trash cymbal ended up being. It's like this little, it's about the size of a splash, but it's wavy.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a cross between a China and a splash.
Yeah. That.
Oh my god, it's my favorite fucking cymbal ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice
cool.
finisher.
Yeah, I think for our EP, I think what you were saying before, like matching cymbals to like the sound of your drum kit. I was really going for, we kind of have like a beachy sort of funky overtone. I was kind of going for something really warm. Yeah, so I have a Benny Greb like signature snare it's maple. It's very warm overtones that I tuned it super high, and I really wanted to go for like this super warm feeling that I think complements like the bass lines and Brian's like guitar riffs and everything like that. So that was I think that's kind of the vibe I feel like we're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Warm. I think warm and beachy with some heavy.
Yeah.
But Alan, you're doing power though. I mean, when you hit that snare, brother. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Like, you were told. Where was it? Were you told that like not hit the snare as loud? Like,
where
was that you were told?
That was Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime said that.
Oh yeah, Lucky Dime. It was Lucky Dime. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally they came after our first like 1 or 2 songs. One of the guys, I don't remember, he just came over. He brought like a towel of like paper towels and just like slapped it on my snare drum with tape. It was like, we got to muffle your shit, bro. It's way too loud. And I think it was Hunter's brothers that were in the crowd. They're like, dude, you really hit the drums like they owe you money or something.
$14 instead of $7.
It was mic'd. And to be fair,
taking the mic off. That's ridiculous.
To be fair, it probably should have been muffled a bit because I do tune my snare super super high. But
like below high, like super snappy.
Super snappy. Yeah, I love the head to be super super tight. I want to barely like touch the snare head and have my stick bounce off of it basically.
Oh,
that's good.
Where you just like boing.
But it does tend to be very loud.
Oh my god! Yeah,
yeah.
They're crazy, insane fast.
Yeah, it's funny because whenever we're playing, I think I get that comment a lot. People are like, "Bro, you really lay into your drums a lot," and I don't know, maybe I don't feel like I do, but maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like
Sounds great.
Mike,
Yeah,
Mike,
man.
if you guys think I'm being too loud, you guys need to tell me. Otherwise, I'm just
Right?
gonna do what I do.
I end up being a loud drummer myself. I have a tiny kit, but it's got a big punch. It's a Questlove kit, Ludwig, and it just got
Nice.
a lot of punch in it. And I'm a loud drummer, and sound people are always turning me down because I think they see that I'm this little girl and I'm not going to be hitting the drums that hard, but I do. And the sound guys always come over to me, shake my hand. They're like, "I had to turn you down. I had no idea, no clue it was going to be the level that it was." And I was like, "Thanks for the prop." Like, it makes me feel good. Like,
Yeah,
I
or when they're like, "You're not
That's
as
awesome.
good as the drummers I thought you were gonna be. You're louder and better."
we
What
we
kind of
thought,
do I look like I'm gonna be exactly? Like,
yeah, exactly. I feel like it'd be bad if they were telling you that you need to be louder. You know.
yes, and yeah, I've never been told that ever,
no.
ever.
We should talk about our Frankenstein of a drum kit.
Please.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So we actually,
God.
before the thing that kind of kicked off the whole Alan and I playing actual shows together back in the day, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, was my neighbor at the time. I was living in U District, and my neighbor was moving out of his house, and I was walking to my car one day, and I just saw a full drum kit on the street, and he was bringing the pieces out, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing with that?" And he goes, "I'm moving out. I gotta, it's free. I gotta leave it here." So I grabbed it up immediately, and then, basically gave it to Alan, and he's kind of put the TLC into it and made it something pretty crazy.
It definitely sounds a lot better than it did initially. That's for sure. The bass drum is warped. The lugs on like the floor tom, it's like an odd number. It's like there's 5 lugs instead of 6 for some godforsaken reason. So it's impossible to tune. I don't know why. It's such a weird beast. But I remember when we went to record specifically, they were like, we literally spent all night tuning this piece of shit to kind of make it sound kind of good. And
Shout out to Magic Mix
you
Studios.
guys go to Magic Mix to record?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh my god, they said the same thing about my drum kit too.
Oh really? That's awesome. Yeah, Jared. They're awesome. They're great.
I love them to death, and they made us sound fucking magical. Like I have nothing. But yeah, they were like, "Yeah, this drum kit's a piece of crap." Like we spent all night trying to tune this piece of crap. Like,
but it sounded great. Whenever I went into record, it sounded amazing.
It sounded amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I asked if you guys went to Magic Mix, because I'm like, wait a minute. This sounds that same exact thing.
Yeah, no, we went to Magic Mix and they were awesome.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they made our street side drum set sound like the fanciest drum set you could afford.
Dude, and the whole entire house was built to be a studio.
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, their setup is really cool.
That's even in their kitchen, they have a stage outside their kitchen and like an overhanging balcony with lights and stuff. It was like, "Oh, do you want coffee?" We go out there, we're like, "Oh, there's more."
They have a stage.
Yeah.
And then their kitchen, and then you go to the foyer and there's a bathroom, and then upstairs is fucking beautiful too. Like they have all the stage lighting and stuff.
Oh yeah. Saw that.
Yeah, so if there's any like aspiring musicians that want to record Magic Mix Studios, is a good spot. Yeah, really felt like a homey vibe. Like they were really welcoming. They gave us coffee like every morning, which was also really nice.
It was a lot of fun. I was dreading recording our EP. Something I wanted to do to get it out there, but I wasn't looking forward to the process going in. I kind of was, wincing a little bit, like, okay, here we go. And I had a ton of fun. I think we all had a blast playing there.
I hated being there so early just to set my shit up. Like, I had to go there the night before to drop it off so they could tune it.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. And then they kind of set it up, but I had to, fine tune it, of course. So
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I had to be there super early before anybody else in the band.
So everything's in the right place.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the drummer's curse. You always got to be at places
Yeah.
earlier than everyone else. Yep. You got to
And
set
make
up.
5,000 fucking trips while everybody grabs their shit in one.
Hey, that's how I feel every
And then the
time I.
vocalist just shows up with this microphone. Hey, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, so that's kind of like the unspoken rule. I feel like between
Bro, we're supposed to be on
vocalists,
stage right now.
vocalists and their drummer. Like the vocalist has to help out with the drummer's shit to like bring up to the stage because they literally just got to bring up a microphone. So Hunter,
Unless you're both.
yeah, exactly. Unless you're both, then yeah, you kind of that's all you. But,
It's just me.
yeah.
So when you find a vocalist that will help you bring your drum shit up on stage, like let me know.
We got him.
Yeah, we got him.
We got him.
Hold on to
Yeah.
him.
Speaking of which, we should talk about Hunter a little bit.
Yeah,
I
tell
think.
us about Hunter.
I mean, no dogging.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Hey, Hunter.
Hey.
Well, Mike, you know Hunter the best, so maybe you should talk.
Yeah, we worked together briefly, and last year, a little over a year ago, I was like, hey, or he had mentioned that he played guitar, and I was like, oh, do you sing a little bit? And he's like, oh yeah, I sing a little bit, and I was like, well, we have this band going, you should come sing for us, and he's like, okay, and he shows up, and it was, it just worked. I'll say about Hunter, he puts in the work a lot to get where he wants to be, like to get the right sound. And there's times when we've played something and he wasn't happy with what he was doing, and he'd be like, okay, and then he'd go back and figure it out and make it happen. So
yeah. And I think for us also it was like we wanted to vibe check a bit, right? We wanted to be a good fit personality wise too. Like we had a couple vocalists that we just didn't gel with. Like they were good, but we just didn't gel with them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Hunter was just like, I want to go get a beer with this guy because he's cool to hang out with. Like it just felt like a good match. And you guys are in music and you have bands, so you probably already know like that's kind of like what you want.
That is exactly what you want.
Good chemistry.
You want to have that connection. You want to have that feeling. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, the chemistry was right. He had the right sound. Cool guy. So yeah, that's why we ended up going with him for sure. Yeah, and I think ever since then, like I feel like we've all been just homies. Like I feel like that was kind of what I was looking for out of the band personally. I was like, I want to be on good terms because I've been in bands before where like we just do practice and then I don't hear from them. Like we don't hang out. We don't. You know, it's just the band. It's like, oh, we meet up every Tuesday and then we just go our separate ways and I don't hear from them since then. So it just feels like that's just not the way to do it.
Yeah, we've had bands like that on the show, and you can just feel that there's better chemistry with the bands that are closer, with that family feel in the band,
Yeah, I think it shows. I think it shows in the performance as well. Like
it too.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it when you're playing, when you're practicing, when you're playing live, and your audience feels it. They do. They can feel that connection amongst you and with you. So yeah, it's really important to have, definitely. Yeah, so we're coming up on a few more minutes. Crash is back. Woo. So we have about 3 minutes left, guys, and I wanted to have you guys plug, where our followers can follow you, and any shows that are coming up, etc.
Any shows, definitely. Where are you guys playing? I would love to come see you guys, like for real. And like we have bands too. We're always looking to play shows. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
That's such a weird coincidence.
Oh, really? Yeah, nice.
We're looking to play shows too.
Yeah, all the time. And so we're getting some things wrapped up this month. October is when we're hitting more performances. So October 13th, we're performing at the Airport Tavern in Tacoma. So like as Alan talked, we like to try to branch out because Seattle's great, but it's always great to explore other places, and that's what we want to do. So we're always down for SeaTac, West Seattle, Everett, all that jazz. We actually have a Halloween house party in the U district, so we're going back. We're flying back. What's the place called again?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, it's a house.
Yeah.
But we don't care. We're just there to have fun. We're just and it's a Halloween show, so we're gonna be dressed up. We're still thinking about the costumes, but we have a couple.
We'll figure it out.
We have a couple set.
Cool.
Then
you can find us on Instagram at Crooked Path or Crooked_Path_official.
Okay.
If you look up Crooked Path, we'll pop up. And then we also, just to plug it, we dropped an EP 3 weeks ago. So we are on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp.
Yeah, Spotify. Cool.
Yeah.
And may I suggest, there's this gas station, no, don't knock it, it's out on Woodby Island called Bailey's Corner Store.
Yes.
They do, in the winter, they do these unplugged shows. And they're amazing. And in the summertime, you play outside and it's full electric. It's also amazing. Definitely check it out. Like, I have nothing but amazing things to say about Bailey's. They treat their musicians amazing. They have a built-in crowd, and their crowd are just amazing too.
Yeah.
Nice.
It sounds like a
So
really
definitely check it out. That's definitely somewhere you guys, I think, would love to play.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely check it out. We're always open to play more gigs. So
anyway,
I say yes. Anywhere.
Even the unplugged stuff is still fun. Like, you can modify a cajon to just be a kick drum. Just wink, wink on that.
Cool.
We tell them about the Crooked song or no?
No.
Okay.
We got stuff in the works.
We got stuff in the works. Yeah. We got
You guys thought he was gonna freaking drop somebody. He's like, no. Okay.
Ooh, you don't want to drop it here. Well, definitely keep us in the loop for when you're ready to drop it. We will help promote it, and we'll get the word out to you guys. Yeah.
Sick.
For sure. We
Definitely
really
will.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool.
This
Thanks
was
so
a blast.
So, like, keep our bands in mind for future shows. Also, I mean.
Yeah, no, for sure. We got
Absolutely.
we got each other's contacts with each other up, and and then we can combine bug Justin to get back here.
Awesome. Yes.
Oh, he already knows. Like,
Good.
Team Justin, come back. Right here.
Musicians Hangout needs him, anyways.
Yes, that's true. He's part of our board, in fact.
Yes.
So
Wow.
he's a board member of Musicians Hangout.
He's our computer commercial dude. He's fucking awesome, and
he's awesome. He's
so much
networking.
stuff.
He's
He does so much stuff for us. Like, that guy is just awesome.
He's been great. Great to have part of our team and part of our community. And we so appreciate that you're part of our community now. Thanks so much for being on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll stay in touch. So we are out of time, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us, tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to Musicians Hangout if you haven't. Find Crooked Path everywhere online. You can follow them on Instagram and on Spotify. Check them out, you guys. Find their EP and
Facebook.
give them some likes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. All right, Maxine, you want to take us out?
Here we go. Let's go. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Have fun. Be safe. Keep rocking. We love you guys. Until next time.